Anthony Down Air Podcast back for another episode on this show. Frank's drinking. Prince Andrew is going to be deposed. Virginia Roberts Giuffre says there's only one way out for Prince Andrew, and the judge in this case is going to be utilizing the British and Australian governments. Plus, Ron Perlman is selling his Hamptons home. Riri Preg. Nick Cannon is also having another baby. This Holocaust book soars in sales after a school board has banned it. Joe Rogan speaks out about the Spotify Neil Young controversy. Huge topic. We're going to talk about that at length. Donald Trump's playing the hits. He's at it again. We've got a new show technology.
What?
And Jumpstart Coffee Ice Cream.
Oh my God.
I knows it. Frankie here. Frankie C is here, getting all lathered up. How you doing, my man?
It's been a Monday, folks. Work,
yes.
Bills.
You having a rough day today?
Monday.
You want to talk about that, or you want to keep it all private? We didn't talk about it. If you want to talk
nothing really to talk about. Just a tough day at work. Just a
tough day
going on. That's all.
All right. Well, speaking of tough days, Prince Andrew has a lot in front of him. That is for sure. We learned today that he is going to be deposed. Virginia Giuffre's lawyer, David Boies, is going to fly on over to London and spend 2 days there where he'll have access to Prince Andrew for a deposition.
Okay.
This guy is going to be on the stand. I just know it. I put this at 50-50 at the beginning. Now that we're at the point where her lawyer is basically booking the tickets to go and depose him, I just feel like we're going the distance in this particular case.
Let's go, baby.
And that's part one of the Prince Andrew update. Part two is Virginia Roberts Giuffre said that she would not settle. She gave him plenty of chances before that deadline passed where she had to file the civil lawsuit in New York City. That time came. She filed the suit. I think it was like a day or 2 or 3 days before that expired. And she said, that's it. The ship has sailed. No chance for any sort of, settlement. Now she's kind of walking that back a little bit, where she said to the media today that the only way she'll settle with Prince Andrew is if he takes full responsibility for what happened.
Well, isn't that what a settlement is?
No.
I take responsibility. Here's a bunch of money.
No, settlements are let's settle and get out of the public eye and not talk about what our settlement is.
Yeah. No. He's never going to he's never going to say, yeah, I did all that.
Right.
Because then they don't need her to sue him.
Right. Well, she also passed a comment too that he has to acknowledge that he at least met her. Because if you remember during that awful interview, he was like, I've never met that girl. And they were like, well, what about this picture of you and her?
It's kind of obvious now. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
you met her.
She wants him to acknowledge it and not escape responsibility. I mean, when you're giving him that choice, he might as well roll the dice in court. You might as well give the old college try to get out on a technicality or some weird,
stupid juror thing.
Yeah, exactly. Boy, I would love it if the jurors read all their questionnaires this time around all the way through. That'd be really nice.
They should go through them one by one with the jury. Like question 1, you'll answer this one right now, and the question 2, we're going to go through it all together. Let's go.
Yeah,
that would have them answer it on their own, because then you got problems like this.
All right, in part 3, the Prince Andrew update, right after we talk about Jumpstart Coffee Company, where you can save with the promo code AOA15. Frank's holding up the dark roast right there. Did we use the dark roast? I can't remember now. Oh, my wife's ignoring me.
That's about right.
On last episode or 2 episodes ago, we talked about, wouldn't coffee ice cream be good made with Jumpstart Coffee Company?
Did you do it?
My friend, we did just that this past weekend. There's the coffee brewing right there. See that?
Oh, boy. Wow, that's an old-fashioned brewing kettle.
An old-fashioned brewing machine.
I'm surprised it's not hanging over a wood fire.
Yes. Well, that's hysterical. I would show some more footage, but I don't want to spoil it because we're kind of putting it all together in a video. It is sitting in the freezer right now as we speak, and then we're gonna pull it out and taste test it, and
that's what she said.
We'll do the whole pull it out and taste it, my friends. stay tuned for that.
See, but I'm you're the only one that's going to be partaking because I didn't know. I don't have any. I don't have any ice cream over here.
I thought about that, and we might be able to hold on to it for a couple of weeks until I actually see you in person. Maybe we'll pass some along.
You could do it today. Why deprive yourself and the viewing audience, listening audience?
No, I'm not ready to taste it yet.
You're not ready to taste it. Why not?
No. Well, we did it Sunday, and we could technically taste it now, but I wanted to. We shot the whole thing from start to finish on how we did it with the recipe. So if people want to do it at home, they can. So I feel like we should put the tasting part in that video, and then we'll play the video on the show. And we'll also put out the video. We'll put out the video as well so people can get the recipe. And
how nice is that? Look at you, Anthony Lagasse.
It was a lot of fun. We brewed the coffee. We had to cool it. We had our ice cream recipe, which is not as complicated as I thought it was going to be. And I will
4 ingredients. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Well, we thought we had to churn it, but we found a no churn recipe, which was delightful. And we haven't tasted the end results yet, but I will say we tasted like the base, like along the way, just to kind of make sure we were not that off.
You gotta go start at the base before you move your way up to. You are terrible with those buttons.
That's what she said.
There you go. So what I would have done is I would have taken vanilla ice cream and mixed in the coffee grinds. Is that not right? Should I not do that?
No, we were a little bit more.
Sprinkle them in.
We did a little bit more than that. But I will say this. There's been a couple of ice creams, Breyer's coffee ice cream, and there's been a few others that have been outstanding.
I like Breyer's.
I think this is going to far exceed.
So this is homemade Anthony ice cream mixed with Jumpstart coffee.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
How much of it did you make?
I'll tell you what. So we brewed a whole pot up, and I thought we had to put a lot of. I would have put more coffee in. My wife was like, "Easy there, big fella," as she tends to have to do it most of the time.
Right.
And we put in what the recipe called for. We put in a little bit more than that because it's Jumpstart. It's good stuff.
Little amaretto.
No, I didn't do that, but we should. We thought about putting chocolate chips into it. 2.0.
Let's start. You start with the basics first, and then you add in.
Because I want to taste the coffee. I like just good coffee ice cream. So, Jumpstart coffee ice cream coming to the show here. And if you're like, oh, I want to buy that, it's hard to ship ice cream. So, but we'll pass along the recipe. But grab your Jumpstart coffee right now. I'm telling you, it's going to be a nice little thing. And by the way, a little fun thing that we did, me and my wife, like did it all together. It was a nice little experience.
It's about time you two did something as a couple.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Last thing you did as a couple is you pumped out a couple kids.
And boy, did that go horribly wrong.
See?
At least the coffee's enjoyable.
Right. There it is.
Save 15%. Order with the promo code AOA15.
It's worth it, folks.
50% of the proceeds from Jumpstart Coffee Company go over to the Navy SEAL Foundation. So if you buy, you're supporting the podcast, the coffee company, and the people that provide you with your freedoms.
Yeah, haven't seen a negative review about it.
Not even a close. Not even a. I had it and it was okay. We haven't even gotten that.
No, it's delicious, great. People love it. Not to mention, I mean, it's great coffee. Not to mention the fact that you're helping veterans, which I mean,
people love the coffee the way Frank loves his alcohol, which is a lot these days.
You don't know me.
Last part of this is Judge Kaplan has ruled that he is going to be utilizing the governments of Great Britain and Australia in order to get key witnesses to testify. Now, this is super important. There are two super duper key witnesses. Robert Ashton Olney, who was the prince's former assistant, and Shakuri Walker, who has stated publicly that she saw Prince Andrew with a woman who may have been Virginia Giuffre at Tramp nightclub in London. So the eyewitness that puts him next to her that night, spoken about this publicly. The judge says we'll go to whatever lengths that we have to. They're going to use the governments to do whatever they need to do to get those people over, to depose them, to have them testify. But they're going to be a part of the lawsuit.
But it's going to take place here in America.
Right. But they're in Australia and England. So there's some work to be done in order to secure them to go. Because here's the thing. you know, if you want to be a witness at a trial, I mean, it's like being a guest on a show. You know, the celebrities don't fly themselves to New York to go on Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy
They do
Fallon,
not.
the Tonight Show foots the bill for those kinds of things.
Right.
So it's a similar thing where they got to kind of make all the arrangements and figure that all out and get the people that they need to get there. And it looks like that is going to happen. So first step
I think it's worth it.
in a line of 4,716 million steps to get to where we need to get this guy convicted. But you need to hit this one before you can hit the other ones.
I would love a date, trial date.
Later this year. So the deposition we know later this year. No solidified date just yet, but the deposition, from what I gather from everything that I read in the court filings, is going to be not that far away from the actual trial itself.
All righty.
And we'll see. And that's all. And it's very important because, as we've seen, when you're making it up as you go, it's easy to get tripped up in a deposition, and then you have to recall those lies back in court. I'm just saying, hypothetically.
So this deposition.
Hypothetically, don't sue me, royal family. Go ahead.
Are we gonna know what goes on in this deposition, or just gonna be all under wraps and it'll be used in the courtroom and we're not gonna.
Yeah, if we ever see it, it'll be well after the trial. They do film all the depositions. You have to film them, so there's going to be some footage of it.
Right.
It's just we're going to.
I'm sure it'll be in a documentary like they did with Epstein.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
100%. Frank has nailed it. Ron Perlman has sold his house in the Hamptons. For those who don't know,
just say how much I love Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman, the banker and Revlon boss, not the actor. Is that what you're doing?
Oh, see, no, all right. Never mind then. I thought it was the actor.
He was once worth nearly $20 billion. He sold his Hampton estate for, you want to take a guess?
Hampton estate.
Mm-hmm.
10 mil.
Oh.
25 mil.
$84.5 million.
I haven't seen the place, but that seems high.
Do you want to know why?
Because he's broke?
He wants to live a simpler life, he says.
Broke. Got it.
Technically, yes. The move comes as Revlon struggles with a mounting $3 billion debt.
Ouch.
Perlman, who is 79, first listed the home back in June for, do you want to guess how much of a haircut this guy took? What he listed it for and what he actually sold it for?
I think he listed it for 10. No. Don't know. He had it listed higher. Yeah. So he listed it for 130.
$115 million.
Yeah.
He took $30 million less than the initial asking price.
You think it's worth? I mean, I haven't seen the house in the Hamptons. How big could it be?
10-bedroom, 15-bathroom estate.
I see. It's pretty big.
Do you want to know how much he bought it for in 1986?
Oh boy. What?
Take a guess.
50 mil.
$4.25 million.
All right, so he made out pretty good.
He did just fine. $80 million profit over the course of
30 years.
26 years.
What was it? 80 what?
86.
24 years. 34 years, sorry.
34 years. We were both way off. Forgot to add that. Carry that 10.
I'm a glass of whiskey in the hole, so
carry that one. Yeah, I have no excuse. You're at least been drinking. Yeah. Super big haircut. Supposedly he's a dick. People don't really care for him, from what I hear.
Yeah, when I said I'm a fan of Ron Perlman, I meant Hellboy Ron Perlman and Sons of Anarchy Ron Perlman.
Yeah, he still owns another home in the area too, which is just amazing. I tell you what, no bullshit aside.
Yeah, he owns 2 houses in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Why?
These people. Because it's a full-time job. I once knew a guy. I wouldn't say I befriended him, but we got friendly.
Right.
And
your former lover.
His whole job was taking care of rich people's homes. Like, that's all he did.
Arranging maid and cleaning services and all
Maids
that stuff.
And cleaning services and turning on.
Imagine, all right. Imagine, yeah, you have a maid come once.
Wait, hold on. Let me bring in this. This is our expert here in homeless people to talk about rich homes. That's J Sabs. What up, J Sabs?
That is I.
Yes. Go ahead, Frank. You were saying.
So saying like, all right, you have a maid service. Maybe it comes a couple times a month or whatever it is. But this is someone who handles the arranging of the maid service
So, well,
and whatever else goes with that.
what he would do. No, I mean, it got really complicated. So, like, he was saying how, people who have these homes, they'll fly out here. They'll take a private jet or they'll take a chopper from like the west side and they'll chopper out. So they have all their cars out here. So all the cars need to be started and run and maintained like every week or 2 weeks. They have a lot of classic cars that are in storage that need to be pulled out that they might want to go for a ride in. Oh, dude, it was like there was one house where it was like a guest house, and they would the people who own the house, depending on who they would have out for the weekend, they would redecorate the entire guest house.
Come on.
Like they would change all the paintings and the flowers, and
that is insane.
In some cases, like the furniture, if they knew like so and so likes a bigger, comfortable couch.
I can't think of a bigger waste of money. That is ridiculous.
It's a full-time job owning a house out here, and these people.
Yeah, owning a house is fine, but redecorating it every time you have a new guest.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Would take down all the paintings in the place, put them away in storage, and put out the new paintings and artwork and statues.
Huge waste of money.
Yeah, all that stuff. All that shit. Huge waste. So that's Ron Perlman. He's selling his Hamptons house. Times are tough. $84.5 million.
Poor guy.
Poor guy indeed. Rihanna's pregnant.
Ray.
Did you know that she was pregnant?
Yeah.
Or trying?
I knew that she was.
When did you know?
Before the news came out.
When's the last time you talked to her?
A couple of weeks ago, they were saying it.
When you guys were out to dinner?
As in they, tabloids.
Right. So she's pregnant with ASAP Rocky's baby?
Yeah, I didn't know she was with ASAP Rocky.
Me neither.
Did you know that, Janine?
I did know that too.
Yeah. I didn't think she was seeing it. I thought she was single. I thought she was living the single life. Independent woman.
Yeah, I thought there was still a chance her and I would get together.
Right. I was rooting for you guys.
I thought we had a chance.
No Anthony and Riri.
I have never seen a bad photograph of Rihanna.
Oh, you like her? Okay.
I think she is up there in top 5 most gorgeous girls of all time.
Wow, really?
She's beautiful.
She's stunning. I think she's stunning, and she took pictures. Link in the description because I don't know if we can get permission to use them. But she took pictures where she's got her big fat gut like just hanging out like Homer Simpson, and she's still gorgeous. She's still beautiful.
A pregnant stomach, not a big fat gut.
Well, what's the difference, really? I mean,
what's the difference? Okay.
But she's still gorgeous, breathtaking.
She is.
Yeah, they say she's having a boy because they say that girls steal your beauty, and she hasn't lost an iota.
But that's impossible.
An exact measurement.
It's impossible to steal Riri's beauty.
Yeah, she is beautiful. Like so beautiful.
Top 5, huh?
I think she's top 5 like most gorgeous, breathtaking girl. Like
wow.
I think I would have a hard time being in her presence. That's how pretty she is.
Really?
Yeah.
He'd laugh like Beavis and Butthead.
I think so. I mean, if I've done anything, I've maintained my cool around super famous people. I don't know if I could hold on to my shit like around her.
Okay.
I think
I did see her in person.
You did?
I did. God, in front of Barnes and Noble, and actually, I was in one of the pap shots in the background.
Nice. Did you meet her?
Taking my own picture of her.
She was getting a pap smear? Oh, you mean paparazzi?
Yes.
Did you meet her?
No, I just said hi.
Did she say anything back?
She just waved.
See, she's sweet. She's even got time to wave to.
See, Anthony, I could have got you in, but you know what?
Yeah, it seems like you were right in there.
I like your wife way too much. That's it.
You could have slipped her my number. You know who
Right.
else I got a little starstruck by because of
Marissa Tomei.
how beautiful she is? No, I wish I would have met her. Rosario Dawson.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh, she's amazing too.
I walked past her when I was at CBS, and she was like, and like no makeup. Like I guess she was there for a meeting or whatever, but not like sweats and no makeup, but like
I
not
thought you
done
said
up.
CVS.
Me too.
No, CBS,
CBS. Yeah.
because that was the MTV building, so there was people kind of coming in and out all
Yeah.
the time.
No, Rosario Dawson is stunning.
It's
She's
stunning.
great.
Yeah.
She's in a Star Wars show. She plays a Jedi in a new
Yeah.
upcoming.
Yeah. I
She
didn't
was
even
in
know
The
that was her
Mandalorian.
too
Yeah.
at first. Oh, Mandalorian. I mean,
She's in The Mandalorian, but she's also has her own. She's gonna have her own show on Disney Plus called Ahsoka, which is about Darth Vader's apprentice, Ahsoka Tano.
And
Oh.
even though I hate everything you just said, I'm still a fan of Rosario Dawson. Like that's what's amazing.
First of all, Star Wars is awesome, and you'll never convince me otherwise.
There was somebody, I swear to God, I got no brain anymore. I was just looking at somebody else, and I was like, whenever people ask you who's the prettiest girl, which I feel like Janine just did like a few weeks ago. It's like, who's your top 5 of all time or whatever.
And
I
you
always
had someone.
Yeah, I always forget this person, and I've just literally forgotten them again.
oh,
I can't remember who it was now. But shit, it's I don't know, maybe it'll come back to me as far as like absolute beauties go. But yeah, Rihanna is just completely stunning.
She's up there.
You know who else? Nick Cannon's having more babies.
I think this is number 8.
Is it number 8?
Yeah.
I mean,
this guy does not know how to pull out. Definitely not. He's one of those. Oops.
You're giving him a
Oops.
-1 as far as pullout game goes.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't resist. You can't resist Nick's Cannon.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah, they were saying that they were actually saying it was just rumors and it wasn't true because they first got a hold of pictures of him at a gender reveal party, but he confirmed it today
Yep.
that he's expecting with Bree Tessie,
Model, right?
who's also very pretty.
Now I feel like I don't know the exact number or whatever the division, but I feel like it's almost every kid he has is with a different person.
Yep.
Almost. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple.
I think
here
that's
and
4 or 5.
there. 4 or 5 different baby mamas.
Yep.
And he is not tied down to any of them, is what I understand.
Nope. I don't know. He's probably got a Pete Davidson size hog, which is why these women. I mean, I see nothing good about him at all. I really
No?
nah.
I was gonna
Doesn't do it for
say
you?
he's very
Nah.
Pete Davidson-esque, where I don't get how he got Mariah Carey, and
I know.
feel like
I think he's
just
a
been on a run ever
good-looking
since.
guy and
No.
relatively famous and successful.
Can I say something else too? I hate his style.
His clothes, you mean?
His
what do you-
clothing choices all the time. His glasses
they're
are
weird.
always stupid looking.
These are-
I feel like
Did
for a
you-
while he was trying to push turbans as like a fashion
He
statement.
did have the weird turban thing going.
Yeah, I feel like if I was a person who wore a turban legitimately, I'd be like a little pissed at that. I'd be like, that's kind of our religious thing. What do you fucking, you don't see anybody out there pushing yarmulkes around like, look at my new, like I'm just wearing this because it's a fashion statement. It's a religious thing.
Yet.
That's true.
Right.
That's
But-
true.
Modest
do wear-
Yahoo did.
Did he?
No, he was legit.
He's legit
Jewish.
Jewish.
Yeah, but he rejected that after a while. He
Mhm.
fucking shaved all the beard and the hair and everything and lost the yarmulke. I forget why, but he was like, fuck this thing.
I don't know. I don't see the appeal of him. I
used
really
to play
don't.
hockey with him.
Of Modest Yahoo?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He wasn't that great as a hockey player. Nice guy, though. Nicest guy.
Better rapper?
I guess. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yo,
Maybe.
King Without a Crown, that song is still fucking.
That is a
I
good
like that
one.
song. That's a good
That's what he's
track.
doing.
Yeah. And by the way, he got rid of the whole Jewish thing before it was in vogue when Whoopi was doing it. So that's just another part of it.
Whoopee.
Whoa.
Yeah, did you hear Whoopi today said that the Holocaust wasn't about race? Took her
So
4 seconds to walk that back on Twitter.
She apologized very quickly for that.
Yeah. It
But
was
she said it was
such a-
about man versus man, like degrading another man. You know?
Yeah, it was such an awfully quick topic. It didn't make the
It
cut.
didn't make the cut.
We were
I
like,
mean-
this is dumb.
Except now. No.
Do you want me to read?
Well,
I have the
sorry.
apology here if you want me to read it.
No, I don't. I just
Okay.
thought I'd bring it back in because this whole Modest Yahoo thing. But yeah, Nick Cannon, I don't get it. And here, okay, now this is the other thing.
I think he's a good-looking fella.
Okay, fine, but he's
I don't think
got
so.
he's got 7 other kids by 4 other women. How is this continually appealing for women?
I don't think that when they get together with Nick Cannon, they're going, he has 7 kids. I'm not going to sleep with him. I think they're just saying, it's Nick Cannon. I'm going to sleep with him.
Mm,
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, he's also the host of The Masked Singer, right? That's embarrassing, I thought.
right.
It's
That right
not a
there.
bad sh-
Maybe
I'm
that's
go-
why I don't like him.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. It's not a bad show.
Oh, horrible
not.
show.
You
Horrible
get
show.
some like D-list celebrities, B-list celebrities, C-list.
I don't know. I
And
think
they
it's
start
one of the
singing?
worst shows ever
not-
made.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I do.
It's a singing show, and you got some
like it.
some celebrities that you have to guess who they are. You turn your brain off for an hour and you watch Masked Singer. It's fine. No, it's a very harmless show. I like it.
Awful. I think he's trying to out Pete Davidson.
That's impossible.
Hmm.
You have to have a very famous rapper against you.
In a who would you rather? I would rather do Pete Davidson than Nick Cannon.
Is that right?
Yep.
Frank?
Nick Cannon.
Wow.
You? Deal breaker right here.
Neither. Because I
Come on.
You got to pick.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
There's
That's
no
the rule.
hypothetical gun to my head.
That's the rule. Hypothetical gun to your head.
No, give me Pete Davidson because I actually think he's funnier than Nick Cannon.
You know what it is? Nick Cannon is very corny. I think
He
that's
has
why.
to be. He's on like ABC or whatever the hell he's on.
I don't know.
But
I would say he's the least talented, successful guy that we know.
Pete
Yeah.
Davidson.
No. Nick Cannon. How
I
many
think
times has each one of them made you laugh legitimately?
0 and 0.
I mean, it's not. No, Pete Davidson has made me laugh. It's
He does not make me laugh.
He's
Like,
funny.
I've never. No. I'm sorry. He just
He has
whenever-
something for Pete Davidson. He
I
does
just-
not
I-
like him.
No, I just don't understand the hype. He's not funny. Whenever he's in a SNL skit, it's never about him, and when he's in it, he doesn't do anything funny. He's
Okay, this
never-
is a shocking take because I'm not saying you look like Pete Davidson, but you look a hell of a lot more like Pete Davidson than Nick Cannon. I
I'll
figured
give you that, but
for your own vanity, you'd err on the side of Pete Davidson.
Right,
No, I-
exactly.
I liked what was it, Drumline? That was good.
What?
Nick Cannon.
Stop
Is that
it.
right?
That wasn't a good movie at all.
It's okay.
Frank, don't admit these things on air.
It's better than anything I've seen Pete Davidson in.
Whenever somebody starts
King
a
of
free
Staten
streaming
Island.
service like IMDb TV or some shit like that, they always start with Drumline because it's fucking free to run that movie.
Right. I like music, and it's fine.
That's not music.
And-
That's
And what? It's marching band stuff. I don't know. I just don't get the whole thing around. I don't get Pete Davidson. I don't.
nobody
understand
gets it, but we really don't get the Nick Cannon thing. I think is the
Nick
point.
Cannon at least hosts stuff, and he's semi-talented. He could do things off the cuff. And Pete Davidson, his stand-up wasn't funny. He's not that good on SNL.
Oh, he's great on it. He's got some good. I'll tell you what. I watched the SNL this past weekend. He has a pop now whenever he comes on screen. Whenever Pete Davidson shows up
does
in a
that mean?
sketch, the audience starts applauding and like they go
That
crazy.
doesn't mean he's talented. They applaud him because he's Pete Davidson.
That's what I'm saying. That wasn't happening a year or two ago. Now, like every
I get
time he
that.
shows up on screen, he
But
gets
that
a pop.
doesn't mean
Yeah,
fine.
because of
But that doesn't mean he's doing something right. That just means they're excited to see Pete Davidson. That's all.
Yeah. Isn't there some sort of a thing where a guy like they call this something where it's like a guy sets out to like create his own little army and like sleeps around as much as he possibly can, spreads around his DNA to everybody, and
What,
they
like
call
Genghis
this something.
Khan?
yeah, it's called being a guy. Hello, I don't know where you've been.
I don't know. I just feel like I've seen this before. This move.
having 8 kids doesn't mean you're. It just means you're having 8 kids.
No, but that's you. That's I don't want the 2 that I have. I don't
Hey, listen,
understand.
I'm not a huge fan of Nick Cannon, but Nick Cannon, I got no problem. You know, whatever.
It sounds like
It's
you.
fine.
It sounds like you love Nick Cannon.
No, there was some racist stuff I think he said, which I am not a fan of. So
I'm
you
a
know
fan
what?
of that.
I'm going to
I like when
reverse
people
my.
are racist.
I'm gonna reverse my stance.
That's right.
No
he
Nick
did.
Cannon
Not
and
cool.
no Pete Davidson. I'm out on both. No good.
Pete Davidson's never been racist.
Agreed. So Pete Davidson wins on that one. So
Okay.
Nick Cannon out.
We did it, Janine.
You
We
did
got
it.
him. We got him
Good
to
job.
go.
We got him on our side.
Yeah, Pete Davidson over Nick Cannon. I'm in. When you start doing racist stuff, you're out.
All right. There's this Holocaust book. Let me tell you about this. Have you ever heard of the book? I think it's Maus. M-A-U-S. How would you pronounce that?
Mouse.
No.
Like a mouse.
Like a mouse. Okay. I read this book when I was a kid.
Lies.
No, you'll believe this. It's a graphic novel. There's pictures.
Oh, so there you go.
like
Okay,
a
maybe
big
I do
comic
believe
book.
it. Oh, maybe.
And I swear to you, I would think about it from time to time, and I would go, "What was that book I read? It was really interesting." And I never bothered once to look it up, but it would bother me every. Do you have those things where you like you can't remember something, you don't look it up, but it bugs you for years?
Mhm.
This has been one of those things for me, and it wasn't until today that I realized what the book was called, and it's called Mouse, and it's about the Holocaust. And this guy, Peter Schweizer, he wrote it, and it's all about the Holocaust. And the Nazis are played by pigs, and the Jews are played by mice.
Nice.
And I don't know. It's just so super interesting. For whatever reason, a school board in Tennessee, they banned the book last week. And since then, the book has skyrocketed to the top of the Amazon bestsellers list.
Good.
Of course, right?
Why would they ban the book? I don't. I mean,
because it's a graphic
ridiculous.
novel, maybe.
It's a book about, it's not like pro-Nazi.
it won the Pulitzer Prize. News broke of the McMinn County's ban over what it deemed, quote, unnecessary violence, nudity, and swearing.
Unnecessary.
It's
Yeah. Go back to the 30s and 40s and talk about unnecessary violence, nudity, and
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
It's about the I mean, it's about the concentration camps. Everything about
about
is
that.
unnecessary.
Yeah, that whole thing, and that's the kind of stuff that pisses me off. You ban a book about it. It's like that you're on the wrong side if you agree with that. Sorry, but if you agree with banning a book about something that significant in our history,
Mm-hmm.
no good.
By the way, do you want to know who else banned this book?
Who else?
Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, there's a good measure for how we're doing. If you want,
Yeah.
if you're on the same side as Vlad Putin,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe time.
What
take a
is
step
wrong
back.
with Putin?
Yeah, take a step back and reevaluate.
I see nothing wrong with Putin.
Mm-hmm.
The school board voted January 10th to remove Mouse because of its inappropriate language and also because it's illustration of a nude woman.
Oh,
The board did not respond to requests for comments by multiple media outlets. In a statement last week, it insisted that the book's unnecessary use of profanity and nudity as a depiction of violence and suicide made it simply too adult-oriented to use in our schools.
how old? I mean, if it's kindergarten, yeah, I understand. Maybe take the book out, put it into a different section or whatever it is. But what's the school? If it's like high school or people, they have to learn about this stuff.
I think I read it before high school.
Yeah, grammar school and middle school, sure.
Yeah.
But obviously kindergartners maybe shouldn't have read that stuff yet.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I think I think about like I said, it stuck in my brain, and I was happy that I read it because
Yeah,
I feel like I learned about that a little earlier than most other people, and it was also still kind of user friendly enough because it was mice and pigs, you know.
Right.
Exactly.
It was
And it's something. Yeah, I'm not for banning any of it. That you keep that there. If they want to read about it, it's okay. They have to learn about it. It's part of what happened. And I took a class in college. Holocaust in Cinema was the name of the class.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, it was the worst and best class I ever took.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would leave there every day
Depressed.
pale white, and like, this is the most disgusting thing.
Paler than you are right now. I
Paler
don't know
than
if
I
that's
am.
possible.
Paler than I am right now. But best because holy crap, the things you learn about what actually happened, what actually took place. It's humbling, and it makes you. It gives you a larger sense of what happened and what evil is capable of. It's unreal.
I feel like that was the lowest point of humanity. I don't really feel
Probably.
It's definitely up there. Absolutely.
And it kind of drives me crazy when people like I have a little bit of a pet peeve when people call other people Nazis, or like this was a big thing during the Trump administration. They would equate him to the Nazis or whatever. It's like kind of insulting. Like you can have an opinion on him and being racist and all that all you want, but he was no fucking Hitler. Like, you know what I mean? Like Hitler was Hitler. Like that was really bad. The other stuff is racism. There's a difference between racism and fucking genocide. You know, I mean, there's just a plain difference. Let me direct this question to Janine, because why would I waste my time? Did you see the last episode of Sex and the City?
Yes, it did.
Did you see the
spoiler alert? Whoa! Spoiler?
I'll give a little. It wasn't a great episode, but the funniest line ever, Mario Cantone's character.
I saw that. My wife showed me that.
That part?
Wasting your time, nothing. She showed me that line.
She gets invited to dinner over at Charlotte's, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to bring this guy. There's no red flags. He seems like, you know. And so he literally walks in the door, and Charlotte's daughter says something about the Holocaust. And the guy turns around and goes, you know, the Holocaust was a lie.
Get out! That was great.
It was so really weird. Cute.
That was hilarious. That was perfect.
It was funny. I was like, oh, I don't know if there's anything wrong with that guy. And then 1 second in the door, he's like, oh, the Holocaust was a lie.
That's like the first conspiracy theory, right? That's what they had as the first conspiracy, because there's some people who really don't believe that it happened.
Which is ridiculous.
100%.
So it's like 9/11. Like, no, that really happened. That really happened, people.
We all saw that. The three of us.
Come on.
We all saw it happen.
It's a good question. Did that I mean, the Holocaust preceded JFK. Right. But I wonder if the conspiracy theory did.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, as far as we know conspiracy theories, I'm sure the mass acceptance of the conspiracy is something that gained traction in the 20th century. But before that, I'm sure there were groups of people like, I don't think this really happened.
Oh, yeah.
And could you know, how widespread was that?
I'll tell you, it's unbelievable, because like when you first kind of hear about it, you're like, there's no way you can get all the people. Like, who would be dumb enough to try and get all the people together? Yeah. And then, you know.
Well, once you get forms of media that gather more and more people, newspapers and radio and TV, that's the way conspiracy theories spread faster. I mean, back in the 1700s and 1800s, I don't think they spread as fast. It was all word of mouth.
Mm.
I'm sure, you know, there were newspapers, but, you know, I think it just spread more as TV and radio became big and stuff like that.
Well, when that fucking guy made up the aliens landing, what was his name there? The fat guy.
Yeah.
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles, yeah.
That fucked everybody up.
That was amazing.
Speaking of which, Joe Rogan. It's a huge part of the episode. Huge. He addressed the controversy with Neil Young leaving Spotify. Now, ask me if I ever get tired of being right.
Do you ever get tired of being right?
No, I don't.
Do you say this to your wife?
Yes, I do. I enjoy
Why,
it.
what did you say? Well, that was right.
And basically everything that I said he should do, he did in this quote unquote apology, set the record straight video.
What did you say? And I don't remember what you said.
I said that he's a goofy guy who's doing a silly little podcast that exploded beyond belief, has become one of the most popular things in our media culture, and he has not yet caught up to the responsibility of that. And in this video, I'll play some clips. He takes responsibility for, you know, the immense power that he now holds. I said that it's interesting to have these people on who, you know, have opposition from mainstream media opinions,
right?
Because how else can you find the truth and information? But I also said that he should counteract that with people who have opposing views. This way we can get down to what the truth really is. He admitted that he should be planning his guests out better and saying when he has somebody on with this purpose or point of view, to have somebody on with the opposing point of view on the very next episode.
Okay.
Now, the one thing that he said that I thought was really, really well, let me bring it up so we can. It's like a 9-minute video. We don't have to go through every single thing.
Whoa.
But we could go through. He did say a lot of interesting stuff. So here's Rogan. This is the video that he put out just today or earlier today.
Horrible angle.
Yeah, really not a great
back
angle.
Up a little bit.
I know. It's not great. Let me know if this is too loud or whatever. Here he is.
I wanted to make a video to address some of the controversy that's been going on over the past few days. And first of all, to say thank you to everyone that sent love and support. I truly, truly appreciate it. And it's been very nice to hear from you. I wanted to make this video, first of all, because I think there's a lot of people that have a distorted perception of what I do, maybe based on sound bites or based on headlines of articles that are disparaging.
By the way, I said that too. I said it's not so much what he says or does on the show, but how it's written about and positioned by the mainstream media and how they want to fold it into their narrative after the fact. Ask me if I'm tired of being right.
Oh, God.
You suck.
Still not tired of it.
Podcast has been accused of spreading dangerous misinformation, specifically about 2 episodes, a little bit about some other ones, but specifically about 2. One with Dr. Peter McCullough and one with Dr. Robert Malone.
So the interesting thing he's about to say here is, and this is very true, and this is a really good point that he made. He points out that early on in the pandemic, a lot of the things that were said that were fought as being anti-vax or anti-mask or anti-Fauci or anti-this or anti-that, eventually over time turned out to be true. And that's something that I don't think a lot of us, I mean, we've said that like a little bit here and there, but I don't think a lot of people are focusing enough on how if you just let time go by, you will get enough information to gather the truth. And we live in a society where that's not an acceptable response. It's you have to be on your side right now. And if the rules kind of change, then you just argue harder for your original viewpoint.
Dr. Peter McCullough is a cardiologist, and he is the most published physician in his field in history. Dr. Robert Malone owns 9 patents on the creation of mRNA vaccine technology and is at least partially responsible for the creation of the technology that led to mRNA vaccines. Both these people are very highly credentialed, very intelligent, very accomplished people, and they have an opinion that's different from the mainstream narrative. I wanted to hear what their opinion is. I had them on, and because of that, those episodes in particular, those episodes were labeled as being dangerous. They had dangerous misinformation in them. The problem I have with the term misinformation, especially today, is that many of the things that we thought of as misinformation just a short while ago are now accepted as fact. Like, for instance, 8 months ago, if you said if you get vaccinated, you can still catch COVID and you can still spread COVID. You would be removed from social media. They would ban you from certain platforms. Now that's accepted as fact. If you said, I don't think cloth masks work, you would be banned from social media. Now that's openly and repeatedly stated on CNN. If you said, I think it's possible that COVID-19 came from a lab, you'd be banned from many social media platforms. Now that's on the cover of Newsweek. All of those theories that at one point in time were banned were openly discussed by those two men that I had on my podcast that have been accused of dangerous misinformation. I do not know if they're right. I don't know, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I'm just a person who sits down and talks to people and has conversations with them. Do I get things wrong? Absolutely, I get things wrong, but I try to correct them. Whenever I get something wrong, I try to correct it because I'm interested in telling the truth. I'm interested in finding out what the truth is. And I'm interested in having interesting conversations with people that have differing opinions. I'm not interested in only talking to people that have one perspective. That's one of the reasons why I had Sanjay Gupta on, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who I respect very much, and I really enjoyed our conversation together. He has a different opinion than those men do. I had Dr. Michael Osterholm on at the very beginning of the pandemic. He is on President Biden's COVID-19 advisory board. I had Dr. Peter Hotez on, who is a vaccine expert. I'm interested in finding out what is correct, and I'm also finding out how people come to these conclusions and what the facts are. Now, because of this controversy, and I'm sure there's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes with these controversies, but Neil Young has removed his music from the platform of Spotify, and Joni Mitchell, and apparently some other people want to as well. I'm very sorry that they feel that way. I most certainly don't want that. I'm a Neil Young fan. I've always been a Neil Young fan. I'll tell you a story at the end of this about that. One of the
Joni Mitchell could go fuck herself, though.
things that Spotify wants to do that I agree with.
By the way, I also said what he's about to say here, which is they're going to wind up sticking
I think that's
a warning
I don't.
on the front of these episodes.
They would do that with most shows. Like, I don't understand why that wasn't a thing with this. The following is not, does not express the opinions, blah, 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 blah. They should have done that from the beginning, but I'm glad we're at that spot now.
But the sad truth is, though, I feel like, if it wasn't Joe, it would be somebody else. I feel like it almost doesn't even matter what the source material is anymore, because no matter what it is, the way we run in the world right now is, let me hear the part that means something to me, and that's going to be the only part that I talk about.
Right.
Which, he's the most misconstrued guy because he's just the most popular. Everybody's just taking their little bit out of it and putting it out there. And I also think there is a fear or, an agenda, if you will, amongst television, newspaper, magazines, radio, that feel like this is a threat to our way of life, and whatever we can do to derail this.
I don't think you're right on that.
I'm 1,000% right.
Oh,
because
okay.
it's not. Ask me if I'm tired of being right, though.
Are you tired?
I'm not. I'm still not tired of it, because it's Joe today, and tomorrow there's going to be 2 more Joes, and eventually there's going to be so many Joe Rogans. Because Joe Rogan wasn't even the first Joe Rogan. It was Mark Maron.
Well, I think there's a lot of, like, there was an episode where he said, if you're a healthy 20-year-old or whatever, if you have no health problems, don't take the vaccine, is what he said on one of his shows. Now, yeah, that's his opinion and everything. But again, that's something that should be,
Hang on, did he say don't take it, or did he say why do you need to take it?
I think he said don't take it, but I'll look up the exact verbiage. Let me look it up.
Because those are 2 different things. So I just had this with my own family, who is, by the way, persecuting me now as an anti-vaxxer Trump lover.
What?
They were like,
the fucking vaccine.
They were like, you got to go get a booster, and I'm like, why? They're like, you should get it. The CD. I'm like, I just had COVID. I'm vaccinated and I just had COVID. It's going to be a while since my antibodies from having it fade away. I have a little bit of time until I have to worry about getting a booster for this. Like, there's no reason to add a booster on top of the immunity that I already have now because I just had it. On top of the vaccine that I already have. Like,
right.
It does, but people are so crazy. It doesn't even matter to them. They're like, I don't know. Get the booster. I saw it on a commercial.
He
Like,
said,
get it.
quote, if you're like 21 years old and you say to me, should I get vaccinated? I'll go no. End quote.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't see anything wrong with him saying that. That's his opinion.
Exactly, which is why in the beginning it should be Joe Rogan does not, this following show is his opinion and does not reflect Spotify's, whatever.
I mean, then you have to say that for everybody. Like, to me, that's common sense.
It's a 10-second
To me,
thing.
that's common sense. Like, you shouldn't have to put that out there.
No, but
You
can I say
shouldn't,
something? I actually agree. I think he's wrong in that sense because you can't talk out of both sides of your mouth. You can't be like, I'm not a doctor. I mean, I guess you can kind of give your opinion still, but
yeah, it's hard to gauge because we give our opinions and everything, but it's like, where do you? I mean, it's hard to say like I have the right thing, you have the wrong thing, so.
Well, because again, I don't blame Joe for this, but he says he expresses an opinion, and then 46,000, Uncle Phil blogs, right? Like, see, you don't have to get the vaccine. Joe Rogan said it was on the episode with the doctor, and then that becomes, the cry for people not to get it.
That's true.
Well,
yeah.
That's just dumb. I think. You're responsible for your own actions, though.
Wait, and then can I take it? I agree, Janine, but can I take it a step further? Then CNN and MSNBC take it and they go, "Look at all these people that are refusing to take the vaccine because of what Joe Rogan says."
Now they spiral that out of control,
and then Joe Rogan becomes the anti-vax guy.
Yeah, that's pretty horrendous.
But that's what's happening. And by the way, Fox News and MSNBC and the New York Times, all these fuckers, go find a positive article from a traditional media outlet about Joe Rogan. I'll give you money. I'll give you money if you could find more than 5.
All right, let's see.
More than 5. Okay, come on.
I mean, that kind of time. You might have an outlier that'll be like, I believe in Joe Rogan, and their fucking publishers like, whatever, just write it. Who gives a shit? But for the most part, they're all shitting on him because he's the next wave, and he's the biggest threat to what they are. Especially cable news.
Yeah,
right.
I have no issue with him interviewing people. Like if he interviews a flat earther, fine. It's funny to hear from them and listen to what they have to say because it's.
Yeah, but not even a flat earther, Frank. We're talking about people that are challenging the norm of what everybody else is saying, which I've maintained all along is super important.
It sure is.
And a lot of people don't feel that way, especially the people that feel like,
I totally get it. But yeah, I think he needs to be a little more responsible. That's all. He's just interviewing. I get it. But I think he just needs to say, listen, this is what the science says. And, if the science is disagreeing with your guest, you can't be like, well, I guess I'm not going to take the vaccine or I'm going to, whatever it is.
What people don't understand, though, is if you don't have a person like this who may stumble and may cause some friction. And again, I've said he's been a bit irresponsible. Like I'm sure people have not, have gotten themselves into some trouble health-wise by following everything he says by the letter of the law. So he should be more responsible for his audience. I've talked about this at length, that's a big responsibility to have, and he's not taking it seriously enough yet. But that being said, he is just having these conversations. And if you don't have a person like that in the world, sometimes you cannot really actually get to the truth. Because as we've seen with all these supercuts, I'm sure everybody's seen them. You look at Fox and CNN and MSNBC and NBC and CBS, They're all sponsored. Most of their programs at one point or another are sponsored by Pfizer and Moderna and all these huge pharmaceutical companies. I'm not saying that these places are gonna tamper down the truth. If there was something really, really wrong, I believe that the news outlets would report it. But I do think that it is in their best interest to not have bad information come out about these things, and
Or
they
challenge
would
it.
sort of skirt it or give you the most rosy part of it. Like there's ways to present some of these stories so that they don't seem as bad. And you kind of need these independent outliers to be a place that fosters that other information that may need to come out one day,
Sure.
if it's so be. And by the way, can I just say this? We used to have this before 1996 when Bill Clinton passed I forget what it was called, the Communications Act or whatever the fuck it was. Before that happened, you could not own more than X amount of radio, TV, and newspapers within a market. And what that caused was mass competition. So you had people that were fighting to find out the truth first because that was their only source of survival. When every newspaper, TV, and magazine and radio station started merging, you no longer had to do that because you owned 6 properties in the market, and it was easier to kind of keep your message together, and you didn't have people that were clamoring for the truth in order to survive. So since 96, this has become a new thing that we haven't had until we've had the advent of podcasts and independent websites,
which is great. Yeah, that's fine. I think the position.
I don't think Janine applauded loud enough when she started applauding. I would have liked a bigger.
sorry.
I think the position that like Neil Young and all them are taking is and I think it's based on. I could be wrong. Don't quote me here, because I think we have the facts, we have the truth, and this is still keeping the false conversation going. I think that's their stance. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I think that's like, why can't we move past that is where they're coming from, I think. I could be wrong.
Which I get, but and I listened to both. I listened to very little of the mRNA guy. I just couldn't get through it. But I listened to the Peter McCullough episode, and I listened to the entire Sanjay Gupta episode.
Mm-hmm.
Why Neil Young didn't say shit about Sanjay Gupta. He was out there pumping the vaccine. Rogan didn't say shit. Nobody says peep about that.
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah, I would love to see a conversation between Rogan and Neil Young. You think that'll happen?
I mean, I think it should happen. I couldn't imagine something that I would want to listen to more than to have these two now sit together in a room and fucking hammer this out. Now, I also heard, and I haven't been able to confirm this, but people have been talking about it. It doesn't matter if it's true or not, really, that Neil Young had polio when he was a kid. And supposedly so did Joni Mitchell as well, too. I don't know how true that is, but I do understand their perspective coming from polio, which was awful. And a vaccine saving that whole situation, being like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? I kind of get it. I don't blame Neil Young for this. But again, if I'm in the room with Neil Young and he's like, I'm thinking about calling Spotify and telling him it's me or him, I'd been like, you're going to lose.
He's not losing.
Do this.
He's not losing now.
No, I would have told him, if you feel that way, then take your music off of Spotify. Don't put a.
But now that he did that, look at everybody who's jumping on board. Paul McCartney, Bruce Springsteen.
No, nobody else is jumping on board.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Paul McCartney, Bruce Springsteen, all pulling their music.
No.
Yeah.
I heard there was like some rumblings about those things, but I don't think they actually did it yet.
I'm pretty sure they pulled. Let me see.
Nope.
Yep.
Fake news.
You're fake news.
Well, Springsteen don't even own his catalog anymore. That's done with. So you don't have to worry about that. Oh, and then the other critique is you have the author of the song Keep on Rockin' in the Free World. And, he's trying to stifle fucking free speech. I mean, some people would say he's not really trying to stifle free speech. He's just has his side and doesn't want to be a part of a company that, you know, is supporting this. But again, if that was the case, then just pull your shit and be like, fuck Joe Rogan. That's why I'm leaving. Don't be like me or him,
Right.
because that's different. And you're going to lose that way.
Yeah, let's see. Willie Nelson, Bruce Springsteen, Barbra Streisand, Queen, Paul McCartney, Rolling Stones, David Grohl, Joni Mitchell, Pearl Jam, and Neil Young. All
Or thinking
doing
about
their
it.
Thinking about it?
I don't think that's
Thinking
true.
about it.
Yeah, I don't think that that's true, because I heard that the Dave Grohl thing was bullshit. Because here's the other thing. When these fuckers, especially Dave Grohl, when these guys want to fucking promote their next book or movie, they're going to want to be on a show like this. And by the way, Joe's not the only game in town anymore. Like, Spotify spent quite a bit of money on podcasts because they know how valuable certain properties are. And if it ain't Joe's, you know, podcast, it's some other one.
Right, that's true.
I only have rumors that these people are going to go. I haven't heard anybody actually say that they're leaving as well.
All right, maybe it's just rumors then. I can't.
The stock did take a tumble.
Right.
The Spotify stock, but
A
I
lot
don't.
of people jump ship too.
Yeah, I don't think that that's really indicative of anything going on. I think that shit. I think that stock bounces right back. You'll tell the real telltale sign will be if subscribers fucking leave.
Yeah, I agree. I think a few million already deleted Spotify or whatever it is, or unsubscribed or whatever.
I doubt it.
Why do you everything I say, you giant jerk?
Because there's no way of knowing that other than if you were fucking on, if you're Spotify, and Spotify's not going to put those numbers out. I think again, it's traditional media outlets just being like, look, we found a few thousand people who said they were going to do this on Twitter, so it's a fucking story. But I think it's bullshit. I really think it's bullshit.
I gotta stop pulling fucking articles here. You're annoying the hell out of me.
Yeah, I know. You're not the only one. Let me go to my Twitter. Some guy fucking took me to the woodshed.
He did? How'd you fare?
I think great.
Oh, good.
People have a hard time because, like, okay, I used to be on a music. Well, this is the other thing. I would never have this conversation on some of the music stations I was on. They would not be happy.
No.
But people have a hard time when they're like their heroes get caught in a kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
Yeah.
Interesting choice of words.
I'm still laughing at the fucking Go Ahead Super Mixes.
Oh,
That was a good one.
It's still so great.
Who did that? Did we give credit to that person?
Yeah, I just passed his name at Real Convict Don 1.
Nice.
good.
Head.
All right, this guy. What did I tweet? When Joni decided to follow Neil Young, I tweeted, "I love Joni, but no one gives a shit. These artists are not what is fueling Spotify." This guy wrote, "Yeah, you just sit there on your podcast. What a shit take." And then I wrote, oh, no, then he wrote, "Angry ex-radio DJ trying to make a living doing a pod. Go have a look and listen. You'll see why he's not on the radio anymore."
Ouch.
Oh, that sounds like a stalker.
Man, this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's got your number.
Took a
Did
big
my
swing.
brother write that?
Who?
Yeah, I feel like we know
Brother?
this person.
Yeah, definitely.
My response how come I can't see my response?
Because it was so lame, even Twitter deleted it.
Shut up.
Yeah, it takes one to know one.
Oh,
Hit.
there's my response. Not trying, actually making. Everything else this guy said is true. I am an angry ex-radio DJ, but it has nothing to do with fucking Neil Young. I still love Neil Young.
Fucking love Neil. I'll listen to Neil Young over Joe Rogan any day.
But anyway, you go to this guy's profile, and that's crazy talk. But you go to this guy's profile, and he changed it. He had all this like Neil Young shit in there. See, already he doesn't give a shit anymore. He
I
doesn't.
mean, that's
care.
crazy. Neil Young's music is awesome.
No, Neil Young's music is awesome, but as far as, social impact goes right now, it ain't Neil Young anymore. It's fucking Joe
Yeah.
Rogan.
But I'm talking longevity though. I mean, Neil Young's music spans decades. Joe Rogan has been the last 2 years.
No, longer than that, but I get what you're saying.
It's not been longer than that. I hate you. Everything I say, no.
But it's the truth, though. Neil Young doesn't have the.
Oh no, he doesn't have the huge fan base that he had in the 70s or whatever. But yeah, but he's still Neil Young.
He's a genius. I'll forever love him. There's
I love Neil Young.
some songs that. But the thing is too, and I know there's rumors flying around. Nobody else has fucking stepped forward. Nobody. It's been days. Joni said it on January 28th. That was fucking 3 days ago. Where the hell is everybody else?
Right.
They know where their fucking bread is buttered.
Man.
Damn.
It's the truth. I hate fucking people. They're like, oh, no, it's the truth. This is what's happening. This is reality. So, anyway, Donald Trump is at it again.
Do we have to do it? Can we skip this one? I really
No.
can't. All right.
I forgot to do the Gavin Newsom story too. Shit.
Nobody cares. Move on. What's the Gavin Newsom story?
Gavin Newsom, for a second, Gavin Newsom was at the NFC Championship this weekend at SoFi Stadium, not wearing a mask. And
I don't even know who he is.
that's the governor of California.
Oh, okay.
And he has been one of the biggest proponents of mask wearing, especially with the kids in school, and people are just
Was
out.
he in a private booth or something?
He was he was at he was, of course, he was in one of the fucking suites, but
Right.
he was with Magic Johnson taking fucking photos. So it wasn't even like he was hiding it. He was flaunting, the fact that he was taking pictures with look, no mask in sight, nothing.
I don't see it. Oh, there it is.
Now they say, so the stadium has a roof on it, but it doesn't. It has like one open, like, wall.
Yeah, when
So
you're
they say
outdoors.
Technically, he's outdoors, but there's also the mandate in California right now that mass gatherings of more than 5,000 people require masks.
Right.
So kids have to wear masks, but he doesn't.
Mm.
Also, this is the second time he was caught not wearing a mask. The first time was in the original height of the pandemic. He went off to some fucking wine dinner in Santa Ana and had a little wine party, and nobody was wearing masks at that fucking thing while he was on TV telling everybody, you got to wear your mask.
Can't with this.
That's Gavin Newsom.
It's just so easy to get this right. Just fucking put the mask on if that's your message. I don't understand how you screw that up.
Well, because leadership, Frank. It requires leadership to do these things that they're trying to do, and
Right.
these people are devoid of any true fucking leadership.
Got it.
They're all just squirrely pieces of shit trying to, keep their own pockets lined up.
Speaking of, what did Trump do?
So Trump, in you got to be fucking shitting me way, it's almost spectacular. He was at a rally
This
this
rally, yeah.
weekend, fucking just playing the hits,
Ugh.
talking about, if they come after me and prosecute me, you need to take it to the streets and protest.
Ugh, what a giant piece
As
of
if
shit.
he didn't have enough luck with that sort of rhetoric on January
Vicious,
6th.
racist prosecutors.
What a giant.
If these radical, vicious, racist prosecutors do anything wrong or illegal, I hope we are going to have in this country the biggest protest we have ever had in Washington, D.C., in New York, in Atlanta, and elsewhere, because our country and our elections are corrupt. They're corrupt.
What about the first one where you won? Was that corrupt? Drop that narrative after he won.
Probably.
I love how before he was elected, it's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. Then he won, and he was like, nah, it's not rigged anymore. And then he lost, so now it's all rigged. It's all rigged. I can't do it with this guy. Plus, also, did you hear what else he said at this rally? He was saying that he would pardon if he gets reelected. He would consider pardoning the January 6th people that were held.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what he said. He absolutely said that. He said he would consider pardoning because they've been treated so unfairly. It's unbelievable. I would consider pardoning them. I would consider. That's pretty much what he said. What? Nothing to say. Is this thing on? Oh, there he is.
Everything this guy said.
Oh my God, look at it.
Definitely
That's
not
freaking me
true. This is bullshit.
Can you put a Biden one on me?
I wish I could. Wait, don't make me a right character. This guy is a liberal pussy. Don't believe him. I didn't say anything like that. Big Daddy
would you
Trump
just
loves
shut?
you. Don't forget.
Will you just shut up, man?
Is this creepy?
That is
Yes.
really creepy.
I
Oh
think
my
it's
God. It looks
huge.
good though.
Oh,
I think
God.
it's fantastic. I
It's
think it's
freaking me out.
spectacular.
Your teeth are whiter than his actually are. That's freaking me out, man.
Oh wait. Hold on, I got an itch in my ear. It's not easy to do.
That's creepy.
Yo, there's some weird ones. Wait, hold on. Look at this one. Wait, this one's really fucked up. If you ever wondered what would happen if you mixed Abraham Lincoln with Donald Trump, this is it. Look at my
Oh my
Abraham
God.
Lincoln beard.
That's weird.
Spectacular. Yeah, so this is our new. Oh,
Oh my God. My phone's gonna die.
I think everybody looks forward to the announcement of your phone dying, Janine.
Fucking, it's so annoying.
It's become a thing.
Here you go. You ready?
Go ahead, big man.
And another thing we'll do, and so many people have been asking me about it, if I run and if I win, we will treat those people from January 6th fairly. We will treat them fairly. And if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons because they are being treated so unfairly.
You believe that?
I've never seen anything like it. They're being treated poorly. They're being
He's a-
treated very unfairly. They
He's a
love Big
giant
Daddy.
piece of shit.
They love their daddy. You can't fault them for that. They got a little passionate.
He still holds these people that protest the insurrection. He still holds these people to like, oh, they're great people. We're gonna pardon them. Get the hell out of here.
What a liberal pussy. I don't even.
Yeah.
I never said anything like that. Everybody
Even
just was there celebrating Trump.
There are
They're
even
loving
people.
Trump.
There are even people high up in the GOP that are like, this is ridiculous. I don't know why he's saying that. We're not gonna. That's unbelievable. That they
Gee,
don't
I don't
deserve
even. Gee,
pardons.
what is it? Is that Goop? Is that like what's her name's company? I don't even know what this guy is talking about.
Freaking me out with that, man. You gotta
Trump
take that off.
forever. Trump is coming back 2024.
Scary.
It's going to be spectacular.
I hope he looks like this.
I don't even think I said that in the thing. You never know what people can do with technology these days. I mean, to make it seem like I can say anything. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But it's going to be huge. We're going to come back. Big Daddy's coming back, people. Don't worry. Don't you worry about it. You keep wearing those Trump hats. Buy
my
another
God.
MAGA tie.
You know what it looks like? It looks like you're wearing a flat cardboard mask
Yeah.
tied with strings. Because when you turn your head, you could see the side of your head a little bit. Like, yeah, tilt your head away from the turn your head away from
Who
the
told you
camera
to say that? Rachel Maddow? Who sent you?
All right, I think you've buried this bit.
No, he likes it.
People that are listening are like, what the fuck are they doing now? I don't even get it.
Next show, the three of us should have our own masks, and we'll do the whole show as different people.
By the way, that was no technology. That was all with my facial expressions that I was able to
It's
do that.
amazing.
So really takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, you take a breather.
I hope people enjoy the new show technology. By the way, speaking of Rachel Maddow was trending with Ben Stiller. And I thought that story was going to be that Rachel Maddow was transitioning into Ben Stiller. They're doing a movie together.
Really?
Rachel Maddow is taking a leave of absence from her show to do a movie with Ben Stiller.
Okay.
All right. What kind of movie? Well, I'm sure is it a
A
comedy?
shitty one? I think it's going
Oh.
to be a shitty one.
Is it Night at the Museum 3?
No, I think, ironically, it's going to be about her podcast.
Oh,
I didn't even know she had a fucking podcast. I thought she just had the MSNBC show.
cool. We'll see what the hell that's about. I mean, if it's Ben Stiller, I would hope it's a comedy. If it's not, it's probably
Should
gonna
be.
Yeah,
we'll see.
we might have. Is she on already? I don't even know. But they had this leaked before she was on TV. But she's going to executive produce it, which is about her book and podcast Bagman, about a political bribery scandal. Oh, okay. So it wasn't like a legit. Okay, here's the other thing. We got to come up with a new name for these things, or they're like, oh, we're doing a podcast, when they're really doing like an 8-part story audio book about like something that happened.
Oh.
Like, is that really a
I think
podcast?
it should be a limited series, just like it's on television when you do like a few
Yeah.
parts. Limited
Yeah.
series podcast.
Like, what's that true crime one? I mean, that's a legit podcast, but like every season, at least they do a different story.
I mean,
you-
a podcast is a podcast. I wonder when it starts and ends.
Yeah, I think when you have a one-time thing and you don't have anything else to go to, I don't think that's really a podcast.
What do you want to call it? A radio show?
Yeah, I don't know. I want to
You
call it a
old
little-
bastard, you.
Nah, I don't know what I want to call it, but I don't care.
Why don't we
what.
do vaudeville again?
Who?
All right, finally, in fan feedback, somebody had me rolling when they called Frank Fauci. That's hysterical.
I know, me too.
Yeah, I
Dr. Frank Fauci to you.
that's one of the funnier fan feedback lines that we've had in quite some time.
Keep the feedback coming. We actually enjoy reading them. We read, I would say all of them, right? We get through all of them if we can.
Yeah, no, sure, we read all of them.
We try to. Between the three of us, we try to read all of them.
We did
Right.
at one point. Now it's kind of gotten out of control.
So yeah, put as many as you want down there. Keep it, I don't know, at PG-13, I guess.
Yeah, no, I tried to read as many as possible, but Big C was the one who had the Frank Fauci line. I like that a lot.
Yeah. And for anybody asking, we don't censor people. YouTube censors people. YouTube deletes comments unless it gets by YouTube and it's something really ridiculous and disgusting and terrible.
Yes.
We don't take it down. If it's
Yeah.
negative against us, we leave it up. It's fine.
By the way, it disgusts me at how popular Janine is getting, but here's somebody else, Pammy Jane, agreeing with J-Sabs, dunking cookies in milk is gross.
It's so weird to me.
This is the problem with these conspiracy theory outside alternative thinking people. One of them says something, the other one connects. Next thing you know, there's going to be 40,000 of these fucking
See?
people.
Yeah, those cookies dunking. Ew.
Yeah.
You wonder
Yeah.
how this stuff starts. That's how it happens.
Yeah. Next thing you know, Nabisco's stock is going to be on the ropes because fucking this one had to open her mouth.
Unbelievable. I just got a brand new bag of double stuffed Oreos after this show. Get a big glass of milk.
Oof.
I'm going to
Dunktown?
Dunktown, baby.
I saw mega stuffed Oreos. That's uncalled for. Double stuffed
know.
is too much.
Double stuffed is I think double stuffed is the bare minimum. I can't go back to regular.
Real double stuff is way too.
Oh, it's great. Too much
it's
cream.
gross.
Belladonna writes in, I watched this to hear Anthony's wife.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Hey, and she gets very little of that.
very, very little. She hasn't been on in quite some time.
Is Cuddles in the area?
She's right here. She's ignoring me.
Say hi, Cuddles. She can't hear me.
Nope, she can't even hear me. Jay Sabs is 100% correct on sick nurses being at work from Hazel.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's not a good situation.
Tony and Debbie, time for the Royals to end it. They aren't even British. That's a new conspiracy theory. The
That
Royals aren't
doesn't-
British.
That doesn't seem right. I think we could dismiss that one. No.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Robin writing, keep Fauci and add some more people. You just lost my subscription. There you go.
Did you read my response?
No, let me see. You responded to that?
I did. Oh yeah, we respond whenever we can. We like to respond. So please write us.
Wow, it didn't take much then. Yeah, I love the people that want to unsubscribe to our show over nothing, and then act like we're like going to be hard pressed to lose. Like you didn't like us
lost
anyway.
me.
So, yeah.
All right.
Bye, Felicia.
Right.
TN, Jay Sabs is the shit. Love her. She should do stand up seriously. I could see her kicking ass on stage.
Now that was nice. One day I'll try it.
Mm-hmm. When is
Hopefully.
that day going to come, Janine?
It has to come soon. That's
When
what
you-
she said.
When you grow beyond this podcast.
Jamie, looking forward to the 420 show. Last year's was great.
I'm looking forward to it as well, but I got to restock because I am out of my blackened whiskey.
Mm.
My Metallica whiskey is.
Why don't you do some gummies with us this year, Frank? Why don't you make it happen?
I've never done them in my life.
Pussy. Come on.
Don't let Trump be
I'm
right
not
about
against them. I'm not against them. I've never done them personally. I don't know. I just don't know if my first. Maybe I should do it
Hold on
before,
one minute.
so I know what I'm in for. But I don't mind getting hammered on the 420 show. It's coming up in what, 2.5 months?
It feels like so far away. I cannot wait for summer to be here.
Oh, tell me about it. Right now, for those who don't know, the three of us are in New York, and over the weekend we were just hammered with that snowstorm that got the whole Northeast, and I think we're under at least average of like a foot of snow around here. So we're all buried.
I got 2 feet by me.
Did you?
Yeah. Bucky J writing in response to our last episode, Bridget Fonda, more like Bridget Fatta.
That's uncalled for.
I agree. Too
Bridget Fonda is awesome no matter what she looks like.
Mm-hmm.
She's a great actress of the Fonda family. We're very fond of her.
But
Yeah. I think that's it.
So like we say, keep the fan feedback coming because we enjoy it. We like listening and we like reading about it.
Oh, here's one. Janine is the best one on the show. Then Anthony.
someone that did not write that.
Sorry, Frank. You didn't.
I told my mom to stop writing us. I don't know why she does that.
I told your sister-in-law's father to stop writing us too.
Kristen, try affogato. I have. We should try it with Jumpstart.
What is
though.
that?
Affogato is when you put a scoop of vanilla ice cream into hot coffee.
Didn't I?
No.
Oh.
That's an affogato.
Isn't it? You pour espresso over.
Over.
See, I used to know
ice
what it was, but I forgot.
Oh, goodbye. I really have to go now.
George, Frank, I feel for you. You're patient, smart, and wasting your breath on Anthony and Janine.
Boom.
Anthony
George,
is
I love you, brother.
too much of a coward to stand up to Janine. And Janine is absolutely uninterested in anything other than sex.
Oh, this is the creeper guy.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, man,
By
did I just
creeper, do
side
you
with the
mean
creeper?
accurate? Because I feel like he didn't say anything wrong. Except for
No.
that, I'm afraid to stand up to you. That was incorrect.
That's pretty wrong.
Yeah.
That's
What?
right.
You
He
always shit
nailed-
on me. What is he
He
talking
nailed
about?
you on that one, though. You're pretty afraid of everything.
No, I ain't afraid of shit.
Are you afraid of no ghosts?
Goodbye. I really have to go now.
I didn't even know you were still here. Saying I'm not afraid of you.
See?
Boom.
How's that, creeper George?
Mm-hmm.
George is calling it as he sees them.
In response to our "We don't know where eels come from," AVM wrote in "Strawberry eels forever." I did laugh at that when I read that originally.
Oh, that's like such a dad joke.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Oh, this is a nice comment from Bird. Listen, I love all your faces, even if they do look like that.
Ouch.
I'm not sure who that was for, too.
That's fine. No, that's a compliment. I don't know, but thank you, Bird.
Yes.
We got speaking of all these feedback, we got to do another show where we bring on people to talk to us like live. Like we bring them into the room with us and they get their moment on the show.
Yeah, we could do that again.
I thought that was fun. We should,
Maybe we'll combine the 420 show with that.
Oh, that's just a recipe for disaster.
Then we would have to do the 420 show before 420 because we can't. We can't.
Yeah, we got to screen some of these these people that you never know what you're gonna get, kind of thing.
Ooh, my foot is falling asleep. I love that feeling because then, like when you try to walk on it, Oh, it feels so good.
Say now it's gonna be up all night.
Dude, I
That's
had
what she
an
said.
old person moment where I sat on the floor, legs crossed, crisscross applesauce, and I fucking couldn't get up. Like my legs were numb after 2.5 minutes. And I stood up and I was like a fawn trying to walk for the first time. It was
You know
it was
what?
very
That's
wobbly.
probably from the vaccine.
Could be. I heard that's a side effect.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I really do got to go because my phone is gonna die.
All right.
Jump ship.
What? How many more? Topics do you have?
That's it. That was all
Oh
the
wait, I don't
topics
care.
had.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have any more.
Ah. Well, keep the fan feedback going, folks, because we
Yes.
love hearing it.
Yes, we do love hearing it. That is it for us. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Again, any support is so appreciated. Jumpstart Coffee Company. Stay tuned. Coddles and I made a coffee ice cream from Jumpstart Coffee Company. So we'll have that for you in a little bit. We'll share that video with you. And also, yes, Frank is showing off some of our lovely merch. Check it out in the merch store right now. ShopAnthonyOnAir.com.
Great mug.
A lovely mug. I'm going to get you a Dr. Frank Fauci mug. I think we should make that mug. Be nice.
I cannot claim to be a doctor, but hey, that's fine.
I mean, if Joe Rogan could claim it, you can claim it too. Don't short sell
Zing.
yourself. Thank you guys so much. For my family that's watching or listening, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Prove it.
I'm just saying, invite me back to family gatherings.
Show me potato salad.
They don't have to do that.
Maybe we should go now.